my scrappy friends, welcome to the Crafty Maven Getaway. Today is kit day for the Love of Homemade kits. So I have a whole bunch of stuff, as you can see. Let's go through what I have for my April kit. So I just got this all together, finished getting it all together, and I want to share with you guys the recipe and all that I have, and then I want you guys to make your own kits and share and tag us so that you can follow along and we can see what you're doing. So today we are working with the April kit, and as you know, for the Love of Homemade Kits is a stash kit in which you build from a recipe that we've provided, and this is just a good way to help you get started and get going on your journey for using up your stash. I know that's one of the things that I have had an issue in the past with, and I'm slowly this year going through all of my stuff and keeping things that I know I definitely want to use and getting rid of some of the things that I'm not, but also just using the things. So this year I've kind of decided that I'm not going to buy a whole lot of stuff for myself, and at least as far as supply, like papers and embellishments go, because I have so much. I don't know if you guys are like me, but I have a ton. So let's get started. Let me show you what the inspiration piece is for today, or this month. So this is the inspiration piece. Crafty Maggie made this for us this month. And so as you can see, we have our sequin mix that is in the picture, but we use that mostly for the colors. So here's some of what it looks like. It's kind of hard to see. So this is your first little sneak of what it is. I'm going to be posting this later, but it's super fun and super pretty. There are little pieces in there that look like raindrops, or water drops in there. And then also there's wooden clouds. I did not take one of the packs that had the wooden clouds, so I wanted to make sure there's enough for everybody else. So that is our kit. So some different color purples and some different color greens, and then like a really light peach or pink, and then some pinks or peaches and orange like colors. And so for our recipe, you can find this on our website. Well, I'll have it on our website somewhere. I need to figure out I need to start doing blog posts so that you guys can see that stuff too. And then also on Instagram and Facebook, you guys can find these. If you are having a hard time finding it and you would like it, you can always message me on Instagram or Facebook, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. But so for our pattern papers, we have a platter gingham. We have a pattern paper with 2 or more colors in it, a vellum or acetate type of paper, a rainbow or some kind of spring theme pattern, and then a watercolor or paint type of pattern. So as you can see, I have a whole bunch of different stuff. So this is my acetate piece. Actually, let me get these all kind of out of the way here so you can see everything. Let me get my chair out of the way so I can stand right here. Hopefully I don't cause too many shadows. I have to get my lighting situated better. But anyway, this is the acetate. I have no idea where this is from. I don't know if this is One Canoe 2. I don't know if it is from a paper pack that had like some specialty papers in it. I have no idea, but it's super fun, and it has like butterfly type stuff, and we have some of those in the digital stuff that will be ready next week. So I was hoping that it would be ready this week for Saturday, but I had a big exam for my job that's not crafty, and And so it was a big state exam, so I had to study for that. Okay, so that's my acetate page. My plaid or gingham, I picked this from One Canoe 2. There's not blues in the kit, but I'm cool with that because this has a lot of the peachy orange colors, and this is going to work perfectly. Even the backside would work, but I think I want to try to figure out how to use that in there. And then for the watercolor paint type, I decided on this purple watercolor stripe, which I really love. The other side just has some pink flowers. This is from a paper pack that my kids had, and I didn't even realize, probably a friend gave it to them. And so I took some of the papers from it. Okay, so I have this one for like a spring like theme. So there's a whole bunch of purple and orangey colored watercolor flowers, and so I figure I could use this for something. I don't know what it is, but this was in a Click Kits. This was in when they had went to Creativation or CHA, I'm not sure what it was back then, in around 2016-17. I remember they had seen this company, and it was a newer company, and so they hopped on and got some of their stuff, and I really love it. It's really fun. It makes it really easy to do mixed media type of stuff on their stuff. So I also grabbed this paper from Cocoa Vanilla and the Midnight. There's just a small corner. I have no idea what I use that corner for, but I use it for something. But it has like that lighter pink, and then it has some purples and stuff. So I thought this would be almost like a peach color pink. So I thought this would work really well with the papers as well. So, I mean, obviously these two don't work together, but if I have them like this, you can see how nicely the papers and the colors kind of match. And really that's all I'm trying to do, is just find some stuff that I think will work together. And what you pick and what I pick are two different things. And it all is based on what you have in your stash. And so if you don't have something that is exactly like what we put on there, just improvise and use whatever. So I also pulled this one out that also has 2 or more different colors because it has a purple and like a lighter pink. This is a Maggie Holmes paper. I thought that might go kind of well. And then another spring paper, I picked these clouds. This also was from a paper pack that my kids had. So I thought this might be kind of fun because it's April and it's still rainy season. And then so I also picked out some of these. So I have some papers from Pink Fresh Studio that has the green in it. I wanted to bring in some green because there's a lot of greens in the sequins and in the printables, and I will be adding the printables to my stuff, or the digital stuff that I created for this month. And then we have this one that has some greens and that more pinky, it's like almost like a blush color. So this other side is really pretty too, but I don't think that'll work very well. And then I have this, and I do have a little bit bigger sheet, or more of, I think this one and this one. And I might have another piece that kind of goes along with that one. But I thought this one goes really well with this right here. So we're going to add that. And then I also have this, which I might add off to the side. Let me show you some of the other papers that I think I'll probably end up adding to the side. So I also pulled out this one from Pretty Little Studio because it has a lot of greens in it. It has more teal greens, which this does not. It's not teal at all. It's like a chartreuse type color. I'm not saying that right. Like a green. There's just different color types greens. Like more of a minty almost green. So, but I think it'll go okay. And then there's this one. I don't know if that's Dear Lizzie or Chamel. And then this is Paige Evans, and that has more greens in it. Though that's kind of dark, but, and then this one's a Paige Evans. That's more of a, and that's Cocoa Vanilla. And then I also grabbed these from my stash, and these are old Click Kits at, exclusive papers from 2018, obviously. And so this has some greens, and I really liked that. I thought that could kind of really work with this other paper over here. And then this has some purples and pinks. And even though it has blue, I think it'll be okay. The other side, both of these have stuff on the other side. So there's a black and white one, and then this one is just like a wreath, watercolor wreath type. So super fun. And those will just get added in if I want to add something with a little bit more like for layers, because I know I like layers. So I'd rather have more paper sometimes than not enough. So we also had on our recipe for mixed media, I put it in the mixed media area. So we have acrylic paint, and I have a whole bunch of acrylic paint in our mixed media kit for April, so, and which we are launching this April, and this weekend you'll be able to go and sign up if that's something that you would like. But one of the colors that is in there is this green, is going to be this green color. It's a malachite green from Prima, so I will use that in there. I also have some Vicky Bouton crayons that has more of the colors that are in here, like the oranges. So it has some orange and like yellowy colors and like a really soft like peach or blush color. So I figure I'll use this. I'm going to try to do a couple of mixed media type like art journaling pages, and then we have some cut files. So I grabbed two that I had. I do not have an electronic cut file or electronic one that I can do stuff with, so I just have to use cut files that I have, which I have quite a few. And then I also have this butterfly one, which has the colors that are in our kit, so this is going to work out perfectly. And we have a lot of butterflies, but we also have clouds and stuff, so I grabbed those two. I think this one was a Click Kits one. This one might have also been a Click Kits one, because they used to offer a lot of cut files. So eventually the goal is for us to design some cut files too, but we're just not there yet in the Crafty Maven. Okay, so we also have, I need to stop covering up my recipe. So we also have, for alphas, we have like a wood green. I didn't grab any alphas, guys. I'll just have to grab those later. I put a wood grain, orange, pink, purple, or green. So whatever kind of colors you want that are any of the colors from our kit, and then an alpha of your choice. So I put down 3 because sometimes I have a hard time just picking like 1 or 2, but it is completely up to you. If you guys just want to add 2 of something, like you don't have to put everything. And then we have the elements are stuff that's rainbows or butterfly type spring stuff, flare buttons, stickers, and then a freebie, because I just like to have lots of stuff. So this is what I grabbed. I actually grabbed a stamp because I have this Kaiser craft stamp that has a butterfly and it has some fun elements on it, and I thought this might be really fun in a art journal. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna try to do some art journaling stuff with the kit this month. So okay, so I have this from, I think it's Pretty Little Studio, but I could be wrong. It's just a nice black and white, so this will go really well with on something that's really busy. And then I just pulled out this from Paige Evans. It's the one of that little flip book that had all these little squares in them. And then I pulled this from a crepe paper that I think I probably put down because I was going to use it and then I didn't. But the Wild Spirit is like an orange, and I thought that might be kind of fun. And then I have some of these puffy stickers, even though they're not quite, like there's no yellows in this kit or, you know, it for this month's inspiration piece. But there's some pinks and like this magenta, and even though this is teal, I think that some of these motifs I might be able to use at least one or two of. And then I pulled out these stickers. I think these are Amy Tan, if I had to guess, because that looks like Amy Tan. But it could be from Paige Evans too. But here's a whole bunch of the butterflies and stuff, which are super cute. So those will go really well. And then we have some rainbows and shells and just other things that I may or may not use. But they're there. I'm pretty sure this is Amy, though that doesn't look as much like Amy. That one does, but because she just has that handwriting that you can tell. But anyway, I also grabbed these Freckled Fawn clips because I thought the green might work really nicely on at least one or two. And then I grabbed these from Paige Evans because there's some green and purple colors and more like spring. So I thought that might be kind of fun. There's a little bit of orange too in there. And then I also grabbed these. This is a strip of butterfly washi, and then this has some similar colors, and so I thought I might be able to like use a little bit of that. And then I grabbed these stickers from Ellie's Studio, and these have butterflies in them and just some different colors. And then I also grabbed these stars that has colors too. So, and then I just grabbed the Maggie Holmes sticker book because I knew she has like a whole bunch of different motifs that are spring-like. Like here's a whole bunch of butterflies. There's some bees, which in our kit, we have some really cute ladybugs. So I thought that some of this is like very spring. Some of it I know is not, I won't use, but I got this like a long time ago, so I kind of want to use those up. And then, let's see. And then I just grabbed some little journaling blocks, and I think these are from, I don't know. These might be from C'est La Vie, but I could be wrong. From Pink Paisley. And then this is probably from Citrus Twist, maybe. When I used to get their kits. These are Pretty Little Studio. And then that is a Maggie Holmes art. And then I also had this little cup. That's green. And then I grabbed this little pack from Pretty Little Studio. I think this is all of that collection. Maybe not. It might have a few extra stuff in it. But it has some greens in it. It has some of the really soft pinks that I think will work. So I figured, and then I also grabbed this because this also has some spring-like stuff, and it has a lot of florals, and they're relatively neutral, so I thought that this would go really well also. And then last but not least is my flares, which I had to go digging in flares, and I will tell you, flares do not last. So I'm kind of glad companies aren't really making flares that much anymore, but they're super cute. And but they just don't last. Like if you notice, like this one has some stuff on it. Well, I'm just going to put it on my stuff anyway, if I decide to use it, and this one too, because I got this one on purpose. So I picked some purpley type colors, and then this one has a green in the city background. I'm going to Creativation this weekend into the early week, and so I figure I'll probably try to get a picture of the skyline if I can, and that'll be really fun. And then here's some water drops. This is not really the colors, but neither is that, but I just wanted to pick a different variety so that I have some stuff that I think will work. So that is my kit. I hope you guys join me. And I will be sharing my layout mostly on my personal channel, so definitely look for that in the link in the description box. But you also can find it on our front page down at the bottom, I have a link for mine and Crafty Maggie's page, because I know we both post stuff on our own channels too. I want to start posting layouts that I do with my For the Love of Homemade kits over here as well, but don't want to double put things if people are watching stuff on this channel. So, versus the other channel. So anyway, so if you guys have a preference and you want to leave that in the comment, let me know, because I can post the videos here too as well. But I mean, I would like people to head over to that channel, to my channel as well, because I also do other stuff over there, and I wouldn't want you guys to miss all that stuff. So this is my kit. I hope that you guys play along, because it would be super fun. And I know we all have stash that we want to use, and so I can't wait to see what you guys do, and I will be showing you guys what I create throughout the month. I'll see you guys later. Bye.